Okay, so I think it's time for Marlo to go. Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. And this is my review on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 4. The Buck Stops in Birmingham. So we start off with Kenya, and she is practicing a performance that she's going to do at a HBCU homecoming, and Moneta is there to help her rehearse. And sidebar, I didn't know Moneta used to be a dancer. Like she actually was a professional dancer and she danced with artists like Prince. Okay, Moneta. See, I love that. Like we need to know more about you and your past and your present. So yeah, kudos to her for that. And then Kenya's new boo thing, I think his name is Rory, calls and he's cute. He's cute. Go Kenya. I mean, hell, as long as he's paid, he's a protector and he's not mentally insane. You know what I mean? I'm all for it. And they actually look really cute together. So I'm hoping that this is a new boo thing for her. And not even just a new boo thing, but like a long lasting partnership for her. So then we have Sanya. She is talking to her sister about how Ross, she claims only Ross, but you know how that goes. You know how, especially kind of the passive spouse, is real quick to say it's the other spouse that's saying this. But clearly you agree to it, Sanya. But she said Ross is saying he wants them to move out, like give them a hard core, like deadline on when they need to move. And her sister Shez is saying that Sanya doesn't realize how much she can move freely and how much Ross can move freely without worrying about Deuce, their child, because the family is there. And Shez says she isn't selfish, but she is self centered. Sanya is. And guess what? Their mommy agrees. And I'm like, damn, like if y'all agree, then is it a good idea for them to have a second child? Because if they're saying that she's self-centered, having another child, bringing another child in this world, and maybe that's why Sonya is hesitant because she is constantly busy. She knows that she's trying to build a career, and Ross is building his transportation service. But Shez gets in her feelings, and you can tell she's hurt and annoyed by what Sonya said, and she leaves the room. And their mother tries to tell her, like, don't take it personal. But I'm like, mommy, weren't you in the confessional agreeing with what Shez says? Now, mommy is saying, don't take it personal. Like, okay, that's a little weird. But next we have Marlo. She's having a Halloween shoot and she's up there playing victim again, saying she is trying to get her record expunged from, I guess, the stabbing or whatever she did, maybe that 20 plus years ago. And because she can't bear arms because of that record. And then she wants to say that Candy has never helped her get her record expunged. But since Candy claims she's worldwide, why wouldn't she help her with that? Because you're not her friend. And if you start throwing shade at me all the time, why the hell would I help you? Like I wouldn't do that. Like if I see someone who I thought we were cool and then all of a sudden they're throwing shade at me, especially when the cameras are on every chance they get, I'm not helping your ass with anything either. So again, just the delusion, like I don't think she's that delusional. I think she's truly putting on for the cameras at this point. So then Courtney comes in and at this point, people, well, especially Marlo is giving Courtney props. I guess Courtney is helping her clear her record or get her record cleared. And I'm thinking like maybe she's helping you do that because it's going to help her get on the show. Wouldn't necessarily trust Courtney either. But you could tell Sheree and Marlo are trying to do everything they can to get Courtney on the show, especially because Courtney's already attacked Kenya. So Candy. So anyone that attacks Candy, they will definitely embrace. So with that, we get back to the whole shooting situation with Marlo's nephew. So this is what she says. She says that when her nephew was unalived by apparently another employee at Old Lady Gang. Now, mind you, this happened, I think, at their apartment, not at the restaurant. But she claims when it happened, of course, we saw the text where Candy said, "Damn, sorry to hear that." But she claims Candy didn't send flowers, she didn't send condolences, she didn't do any of that stuff for the nephew. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did find that to be weird because I was like, why wouldn't, she send something? Even with her issues with Marlo, the nephew has nothing to do with that, and the nephew was an employee, so, he was one, so why wouldn't she want to send something? However, here's my thing. Apparently, this happened a couple years ago. Didn't they have a season in between that time? So my thing is, why is this being brought up now? This is literally something that could have been brought up even last season. So I just feel like I don't know. Marlo to me is just never genuine. And honestly, I feel like even if Kenya did, for example, send flowers, it comes off as if no matter what Candy does, it's never good enough for Marlo. So if she would have sent flowers, she would have said, well, she should have came to the funeral. Why you just sending flowers? That's just like so not, that's just so not, professional. When you had an employee who passed, you should definitely just come and give condolences. And she would have found any type of excuse. Like Candy can't do anything right when it comes to Marlo. So at this point, and then she makes a comment about, oh well, Candy's always having shootings, plural. Last time I checked, she only had one shooting. That situation was a situation that happened off of her restaurant site. And that was something that happened, I think, at their house. So why are you saying shootings? Like at this point, I'm over this storyline. And honestly, I'm over Marlo. Like at this point, she's annoying. Like every time I see her now on the screen, I'm rolling my eyes. Like I really am. Like she's just there to be a bully. She is just there to be a walking contradiction. I'm kind of over her. So next we have Sheree, and she's actually with her OBGYN talking about her fibroids, which is definitely something that is a topic that should be discussed more on shows like this. And, the OBGYN is giving her options about how she can shrink them or how she can remove them and remove her uterus, but there's different, times where she has to sit down and chill. So the freezing of them or shrinking of them takes about 2 to 3 weeks. Meanwhile, the whole removal of them can take about, 6 weeks or 8 weeks or something like that. And Sheree's like, I can't sit down that long to get them removed because I'm trying to build my business, X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, Sheree, it's been 15 years. It's been 15 years. You can wait another damn 8 to 10 weeks. You will be fine. It's not you. We've been waiting for She by Sheree since the first freaking season. You'll be all right. Stop. So next, we see the girls preparing for Birmingham, and they're on their way to Birmingham, and they have a little, dance off or whatever. Sheree wins, and I'm gonna be honest, and I agree with Sanya. I don't know how, because based on the edits that we saw, Sheree, honey, was not. She could not keep with it. She couldn't. She couldn't stay together at all whatsoever. But she wins, and Kenya says, she gets the bigger room. But we clearly see later on in the episode, Kenya played the hell out of her because she got the same room like everyone else. So yeah, that's typical Kenya shade. Still cute though, but yeah, she didn't get a suite at all. So during lunch, after they have their little dance off, Kenya brings up the fight between Drew and Marlo. And all the girls do this, especially Marlo. But when it's about Marlo, Marlo doesn't like it. So, of course, Marlo is being ignorant and doesn't want people to talk about it. And she keeps cutting Kenya off as if we literally didn't see that episode or she didn't see the cameras filming. And so Kenya pretty much says that Drew said that Marlo was being aggressive. And Marlo was like, I wasn't being aggressive. She wasn't being aggressive at first. She was sitting down and she was talking in a regular tone. and she wasn't screaming, but at the end, she did get up, she did get in Drew's face, and she started screaming. So I would still have to say she was aggressive. So with that, again, just another walking contradiction when it comes to Marlo. Marlo can bring up anything and everything when it comes to the girls, but when people bring up stuff about her, it's always an issue. I'm over it at this point. Like, at this point, they can easily replace Marlo, maybe even with Courtney, even though I'm not really feeling Courtney, but they can find someone else. I'm over it. So they get ready for the fundraiser. And mind you, at lunch, they said it's already 5:30. Kenya is telling them they need to be downstairs by 7 o'clock. It was already 5:30. They hadn't even gotten to the hotel yet. So pretty much you're giving these ladies an hour when you really think about it to get ready. So Kenya, in my opinion, was being a little hypocritical in that situation about how she had to leave, because she can't be late and these girls are not going to make her late X, Y, and Z. Keep in mind, if I'm not mistaken, last season, Kenya did the exact same thing to Sanya at that Jamaica trip. She literally took her time, showed her ass, and did not show up. Now, I don't know I forgot if she explained that during the reunion, but I do know that she definitely has taken her time as far as going downstairs and not meeting a scheduled time, a deadline. She's good for that also. So it is what it is. But then she also tries to check Monyetta, telling her that what she has on is inappropriate. And Monyetta had on like this shiny silver kind of like jumpsuit or whatever, like a short jumpsuit. So Manetta goes back upstairs and changes, and she changes into a little black dress. But when they go into the restaurant, child, there's people in there with jeans. There's people in there with a club outfit on. Like, this is not, you know what I'm saying, like dressed to the nines, high fashion. Is not that type of fundraiser. So I don't know who the hell told Kenya that's what was going on for this fundraiser, but clearly that is not the case. But then they get kicked out of the damn fundraiser. So, mind you, I guess Kenya did not tell them that she was going to bring cameras, production, and the girls from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, they pretty much tell them they have to go because it's more of a distraction with them being there, which I think is stupid, okay? I mean, it clearly looks like that wasn't a really planned fundraiser. It wasn't like it was a sit down type of fundraiser. It looked more like a party, in my opinion. My personal opinion, if they had anything that showed like a big banner or something in regards to a fundraiser, I would have taken advantage of that publicity and would have made sure that they showed all of the banners, all of the stuff that they're actually fundraising, like the website. I would have done something like that. Like, use that. They literally are nationwide. Use that, take advantage of, and hell, somebody in the audience that's watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta may have looked up the fundraiser, maybe wanted to actually put money towards a fundraiser. Just stupid, not smart at all. So with that, Kenya tells them they have to leave. And Kenya pretty much says, look, you guys, I'm calling it a night. Good night, ladies. Because, at this point, Brooke is there. So, when Brooke is there, she is definitely going to make sure that she for sure is going to bed early. That's one thing about Kenya. When her child is there, she's on a set schedule. Next thing you know, Marlo decides to, be the bully that she is and says, we got to find her because this is her freaking, trip and she's not here, even though she's already said goodnight. She wants to go up to Kenya's room and knock on her door like she is the damn police and continue to knock, knock, knock loudly. And Kenya opens up the door going off on her. And I don't blame her. If Brooke is in that room, that could have easily scared Brooke. Sorry. If Brooklyn was in that room, that could have scared that baby. Like, seriously, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would scare an adult. When people bang on your door like that and you don't expect for them to come to your door, that will make you jump and be like, what the hell? Who the hell is that at the door? So imagine a little girl who is asleep hearing that. She probably got scared. So I don't blame Kenya for going off on Marlo. And then Marlo continued. to act a damn fool. Then we see in the previews for the next episode, she's still acting a damn ignorant fool. She tries to slam the door on Moneta. That she's doing too much. And then at the same time, it appears that Kenya gets sick where ambulance has to be called. And Marlo, of all people, is the one that's leading the prayer. I don't want you praying for me, Marlo, because I don't know who you praying to. I really don't know who you praying to, honey, because the way that you move, honey, you could be praying to the lowest of the low. So, yeah, miss me with that. But anywho, that's the review on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. What did you guys think about this episode? Do you think it's getting better? Or do you think it's just still boring? Definitely leave your comments, like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.